Yeah.
What's going on, Washington fans? We're back with another video. We got a special guest on the show today. I thought it was the perfect time to do it. Commanders have a break today, so I brought Rio on today. First off, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button on there to 2,000. I cannot do it without you. Hit that notification bell as well. I got two things for you, Rio. I want to ask how you are doing, and also, I saw your tweet last night. The Chargers must have Trey Lance.
We were all yesterday years old when we realized that Trey Lance now plays for the Los Angeles Chargers. I had no idea until then. I thought we were
Neither.
watching a Taylor Heineke Hendon Hooker game tomorrow.
There's a football flying. There's uniforms on the field. I'm happy. So
I'm with it. I'm with it as well. And I'm doing great, by the way, man. How are you doing right now? It's hot though.
yeah, it's hot, man. I'm doing pretty good, but the Commanders must have signed an offensive lineman. Lucas Niang, his name is. I don't know if you saw that, but like 15 minutes ago or something.
Yep, we signed a former Chiefs offensive lineman. I'm assuming that would be the roster spot that Nate Herbig's
Yeah,
retirement would be filling. So another roster body with potential to be a depth piece for the team. Not much to see here, though.
yeah. All right, so let's start with the Terry McLaurin situation. Then we'll get to training camp. What you saw on Sunday. I know you were there. I did want to ask if you could give me your panic level on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being you're not worried at all. Just for me, I'm about at 3. We have a competent GM for the first time in 30 years. I'm happy. I know he's going to get it done. But what's your panic level on a 1 to 10 scale on the Terry McLaurin situation?
You know ball, young man. You know ball. We finally have the GM we've been begging for my
Mhm.
entire life of fandom. We need to let business handle business. And I know that there are emotional attachments to players and stuff, but you have to understand the business of it is that nothing that happened or predated Adam Peters' tenure as the GM here is going to get Terry McLaurin paid any more money. But Adam Peters knows what he means to the organization. My panic meter has always been about a 1.5. I'll say it's up to like a 3.5 now because this feels like this could bleed over into late August, kind of like the CD Lamb hold in Dallas last year. Very different situation though. And I know people want to dismiss the age factor in this. The age is really the only thing slowing up this process because there's no contract situation really similarly based on his age in production. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like a first recently because Mike Evans is older by a year or so, but he negotiated a 2-year deal making $26 million a year. Cortland Sutton just got the 4-year, $92 million. That's only $23 million a year and $41 million guaranteed. Terry's better than these guys, but is he 10, 11, $12 million a year better? I don't think so.
So what do you think about the Adam Schefter reports the other day, considerably more than DK Metcalf, and also what Tony Pauline said that the Commanders are offering him slightly over what Cortland Sutton makes? What do you make of that?
um, After Jeremy Fowler pretty much told us how far the team is apart and that we had pretty much only offered him a little bit more than what he was currently making, I had imagined the conversations were starting around $26 million and stuff like that. 26 would be Mike Evans' number.
Mhm.
T. Higgins is at 28 and a half. DJ Moore, 27 and a half. I would imagine that's where they're trying to cap it because we are going to write the largest check in the history of the NFL a couple years from now when Jaden Daniels time.
75 million.
It's gonna be something spooky when it's time for the quarterback to go to the negotiation table. And the conversation fans don't want to hear is that Adam Peters and company don't want wide receiver 1 money Terry McLaurin still on the books when that time comes. They want him
Mhm.
phased into like the wide receiver 2 at that point of his career while they usher in some young first or second round draft pick as the wide receiver 1. So this deal isn't just about today, it's about the future and having a GM with the foresight and vision to put the team first at all costs but also take care of the players. We got to stop the hatred and vitriol towards Adam Peters for doing the job. Daniel Snyder would have walked in and gave him the Jamar Chase contract months ago.
Yeah, he would have said, "We want to get a win today. We can't win on the field. Let's win. Let's pay Terry whatever he wants."
Mm-hmm.
Also, shoot, what I was going. Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer. I mean,
Yep.
he had what 2 less touchdowns last year, few less yards,
and
and
3 less
Terry.
games.
Yeah, exactly.
He
So
missed 3 games with a hamstring and pretty much had the Terry season. So, like, what are we talking about? And he's 10
exactly.
million better than Mike Evans, 8 million. But no, he's not.
And yeah, Cortland Sutton, is he $10 million better? He's just not. I mean, he is way better than Cortland, but it's just like
I
I
think
could see.
Way is aggressive. I think he's better than Cortland Sutton, but I think
Yeah,
they're both like closer to like the 12th to 15th best receiver than
yeah,
they are the
yeah.
7th best receiver in the league.
I could see this team just giving him 28 million, 29 million. I mean, I think Terry's gonna have to accept that. Like if he gets offered that, he's gonna have to accept that because I don't know if Adam Peters is there right now. I don't know if he's at 28 million right now.
Yeah, I
But I
don't know.
think
I don't know if we're there yet. I was just talking with Lake Lewis on my
yeah,
show right before I came on here. My solution to this is 3 years, 88 million, which is 29 and some change a year. You can't tell me, Terry McLaurin, that a $20 million raise is not.
yeah.
You got a 3-year, $68 million deal 3 years ago. At 30, getting a $20 million raise and making $29 million, that's nothing to scoff at. And you're playing for a contender. You're going to have a lifetime job and you're going to eat for free in the DMV for the rest of your life. You can't tell me that's not something you wouldn't sign up for. But we got to get to that point to get it there, though.
Well, and also I think, I mean, he's playing with the Commanders. He wants to be here. Why would he leave for a team like the Patriots for 33 million a year? It's just not a good situation there. So,
Nope.
this is the best situation he's going to get right now. So, there's Terry McLaurin. So you think he's probably going to get 29 million? Is that correct?
I think it's somewhere 28. I think it maxes around 28 or 29. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 27 and some change because this market isn't what he doesn't have a good enough agent to be trying to get done what he's trying to get done at the time. And that show, it wouldn't surprise me not long after you hear about him announcing his extension, you say that he changed management.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he should have definitely looked into that. Mid-season, he should have looked into that, knowing what's coming up.
Yeah.
So let's get into training camp. What are some position battles that you have been watching and that you're going to continue to watch at training camp?
I'm looking very closely at who's going to round out the receiving room here. We pretty much know who the top 4 to 5 guys are. Who's going to be that 6th spot? We got guys like Michael Gallup, Ja'Cory Brooks, Chris Moore, KJ Osborne battling for that. We're really not going to see the competitions heat up until joint practices and preseason games because they've only practiced in pads one time in 6 days. There's not but so much you're going to actually be able to tell, but the wide receiver room is one I'm looking at. I'm also looking at this secondary looks good, man.
Yeah.
The secondary looks really Tyler Owens, his name has popped up about every day of camp so far. And boy, have we upgraded at the cornerback position, especially if Marshawn Lattimore is healthy this year.
And also, I think Will Harris is actually like he's kind of going under the radar. People didn't think he was going to be as good as Jeremy Chin. He's way better in coverage than Jeremy Chin. This secondary does look scary. So if you could give me 3 players that have stood out to you, and I think, we've seen more than 3 players that have stood out, but if you could give me your top 3 that have stood out through training camp so far, could you give me those? And also, are they in pads tomorrow? Do you know?
I believe they're in pads tomorrow, but it's they're really funny about, and with the heat, that's been changing. They've moved up practice like every day so far, up to 8 a.m. so far. I think they're in pads. The top 3 players that stood out, Mikey Sanders still is the MVP of camp right now. Obviously, Jaden, but I'm going to try to exclude Jaden from this conversation because we know what Jaden is. He has a good day even on bad days. Like, he looks the part all the time. So I'm going to go Mikey Sanders still, Tyler Owens, and Jalen Lane. That kid, he looks even faster in person. Like, I was paying very close attention to him on Sunday. I was there the day he made that highlight catch during situational drills. Yeah. It was 4th and 6 with 5 seconds left, and they had to score on the play, and Jaden drops one of the most unbelievable dimes I've ever seen thrown by a Washington quarterback. Jalen Lane looks the part. I think that's going to end up being your starting slot receiver.
I heard this Luke McCaffrey, is he doing anything yet? Because I'm trying to be positive about him, but what did you see from Sunday? I don't know if I exactly am with it yet with him.
I'm right with you, man. Like until I see anything different, and
He's got to show me.
McCaffrey was a nepotism hire. He was I know Ed and Christian, so let me bring their brother here. He looks fine, but he looks like Luke McCaffrey. There's nothing in practice he's gonna do that's gonna show me. I gotta see it show up on Sunday, but nothing about watching him play screams starter or eventual starter. It screams end of I'm not trying to typecast him as a white receiver, but it screams Adam Humphries and Trey Quinn. Or you know what, just to mix it up, it screams Ryan Grant. Ryan Grant was not a bad football player, but he was not someone that should have been getting significant snaps on Sunday.
What do you think of Deebo Samuel so far? That 5-1 connection looks pretty good so far, as we expect. I mean, Terry's not there. He's got to be the guy right now. So how does he look so far to you from what you've heard?
It's actually been, and I got to see him out there. It's actually been
Yeah.
nice to like see him take on like a leadership role. He has to run the wide receiver room right now, and Jaden's been targeting him early and often in practice. I like that. You know, there's going to be a lot of Swiss Army knife and like gadget type things they do with him. I like that they just got him running a wide receiver route tree and doing receivery things right now. And he's catching the ball. He's getting separation. He's making chunk plays every day. He's catching passes from multiple quarterbacks and he's making plays with all of them. He's going to be our big play guy on this offense. Every time he touched the ball, he has a chance to make it a big play. Washington was desperate for that because last year we had far too many receivers catch the ball and go down immediately. I call them the fall down bandits, man.
How do the rookies look so far to you? I know you can't really take first rounder Josh Connolly into consideration. There's no pads. You can't do anything really. But I know Trey Amos is probably your favorite. But how do the rookies look so far to you?
Trey Amos looks like a starting NFL cornerback.
He's just got the swag. He just has the swag on him.
He checks all the NFL DB aesthetics, like the way he walks, the way he puts his accessories together with his uniform. You know, he got some country to him, but no, he looks the part. Like we either had a corner before that was too slow or not big enough to play corner. He's over 6'1", has long arms. He doesn't look malnourished. He's fast. He's really fast, and it's such a refreshing thing to see, not seeing St. Juice and Forbes on the field. First of all, Amos looks like a guy that was born to start corner in this league, and he makes plays. I would love to see what that matchup looks like when Terry's back out there.
Yes,
I want to see Terry versus Amos. I need that in practice.
What about Ja'Cory Krosky, Kane Madrano? I know Kane Madrano, I hadn't heard a lick about him until the other day. He had an interception. Kane Madrano, Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, and then who's Jalen Lane. Yeah, I know you like Jalen Lane. So give me the rundown on those guys. What are you thinking? What are you hearing?
Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt looks the part. I know he's a 7th round pick, and I try to limit my excitement and expectations for a 7th round pick. I've also seen a world where Alfred Morris was a 6th round pick and ran for 1,600 yards as a rookie here. Mm-hmm. And this guy looks insanely and immensely more talented than Alfred Morris was coming out. He is the fastest. He's the shiftiest. He can accelerate, decelerate. Everything is smooth and effortless. But the thing I like most about JCM, he's decisive when he runs. He finds holes, he gets skinny through them, and he hits them. I feel like there's a lot of hesitation. Or with B-Rob, whatever way he's going, he has to go that way. He can't change momentum. There's no change of pace to his game. He's going to steal carries in year one. And him getting situational reps with Jaden in the first team during 2-minute drill shows you that there's a confidence in this guy. It wouldn't surprise me if after the first preseason game, he's bubble wrapped because he's going to be a big part of the team this year.
So do you like Ben Sinnott, or like, what do you feel about the tight end room? Because I haven't heard much about them either. I wanted to get your take on it.
Well, we know with Ertz and Bates, their roles are solidified. So all eyes are on Ben Sinnott when it comes to the tight end room. I was watching him. He looks good. He's the one I'm going to be paying close attention to in the preseason with him and Johnny Newton, because there's no way both of them were taken in the 2nd round to be rotational guys. Ben Sinnott needs to, by end of year, show us that he's ready to take this role on after Zach Ertz fades off into the sunset. And Johnny Newton is used as like the 4th in rotation defensive tackle at some point. So I'd like to hear both of their names get called more. But Ben Sinnott is getting targets. He's out there. They're doing more tight end things with him rather than the hand in the dirt fullback stuff we saw from last year. I think the joint practices in the preseason games will be huge for those guys because we need to see what we got there. I haven't heard much about Dominique Hampton, but they love Jordan McGee, and he is fast. He is him and Kane Madrano. They got juice, man. Like the future of our linebacker room is going to be athletic as hell. Those guys can fly.
He's jacked too. Both of them, Dom Hampton and Jordan McGee.
Yeah, Jordan
what do you think about? I know we already touched on this, but the wide receiver room after that fifth guy, who do you think is like the most ready right now to make the roster? I mean, I think youth would probably win with Ja'Cory Brooks, but has he looked really that good? Can we keep putting our confidence in UDFAs? And Michael Strachan, Michael Gallup, KJ Osborne, what have you seen from them?
Michael Gallup and KJ Osborne, they do a lot of nothing in practice, but they want that to work with those guys. Michael Strachan has good size. Ja'Cory Brooks, I need this. He gives me the vibes that he's a gamer and not a practice player because he just be dropping passes in like he dropped like 3 passes in one individual drill right in front of us where we were sitting in training camp. He gives me the vibes that he's good when the lights turn on. He's not a practice player. He's the antithesis of a Luke McCaffrey. Luke McCaffrey is going to be one of the hardest working practice players you've seen that's just not going to perform on a Sunday afternoon. Ja'Cory Brooks, the preseason is going to tell us what we need to know, but they're definitely going to keep 6 receiver. It's crazy that as of today, if they were to keep a 6, I would think it's Chris Moore. He gets a lot of work. Chris Moore's out there running with the ones. Like he dropped a deep ball from Jaden yesterday, but he gets a lot of targets and he usually catches them. I know he's 32 years old, but they call him CMO. He's one of the veteran leaders in that. Him and Debo are like running the room right now. Him, Debo, and Noah Brown.
What about the guy we just signed? I know I'm not expecting anything. He's going to be cut right when Terry comes back, but Tay Martin, have you seen anything from him?
I seen him at practice. I saw him. That's about it. That's about it. He was there. Yeah, he was there.
Ed calls him Big Play Tay. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, we'd be crying, laughing when Ed be giving these folks nicknames and stuff. But yeah, I don't have any expectations for him. But hey, preseason games he could prove something. I'm going to keep saying preseason games because for a lot of these guys, conversations will not really be start to have until preseason games.
What about the quarterback room? There is kind of a battle there for quarterback 3. Sam Hartman, Josh Johnson. What have you seen from them completing passes out there on Sunday when you're out there? What have you seen from them?
I'll be completely honest with you. I don't care. I don't care. Keep Sam Hartman because he's Jaden Daniels' guy. He is the ultimate hype man.
That's
like
true.
He is a professional handshaker. He is here for vibrations. I don't care who the third string I don't care who the emergency quarterback on his team is. If it's Hartman, cool. If it's Josh Johnson, cool. I pray we never have to see either one touch a football field. But they both look about exactly how you would expect Josh Johnson or Sam Hartman to look in training camp.
Does Von Miller still look explosive?
Yes. He still has the best bend. No one can bend around the corner as tight as Von Miller. Still, we don't need him to do much in practice. Just save him for the regular season. But yes, I don't think we need to start him or play him 60% of the snaps. But given the role that Dante Fowler played last year, he could really excel in that, man. It's not even about the sack number for him. It's also going to be about what he opens up and creates for other people to get to the quarterback, because just his presence alone is going to require attention from every offense we play.
I know we haven't had any barely 1 day of pads on, but offensive and defensive line, who's standing out, who looks good speed and strength wise to you, because they can't really hit yet?
Javon Kinlaw may be the biggest person I've ever seen at the park.
Bro.
I've been to see a lot of practice. He's giant. He moves well too, and I like with him, it's kind of unpredictable where they line him up. You know, we've heard the elephant end thing where he switches in between from defensive tackle to defensive end. That big guy can move. He definitely stands out to me, but they've been mixing things around. Dorrance Armstrong looks good. Dorrance Armstrong's having a good camp right now. That's my prediction for who gets the double-digit sacks on this team and replicates what we got from Dante Fowler, except Dorrance Armstrong can play every down, unlike Dante.
Jalen said he looks like a deep freezer. I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, Kinlaw.
Bro, I laughed so hard at that.
He really he's huge, bro. Like his leg, his whole body. He looks like something you create on Madden for sure.
Well, that contract, 45 million, 30 guaranteed. I mean, we're gonna need that. But
Mhm.
so to end it out here, this doesn't have anything to do with training camp, but what is your, and I got this question from Louis T. I just wanted to know what you thought on it. What is your definition of success for the Washington Commanders this year? I know because we haven't had like back-to-back great seasons in a while. So what is your definition of success with the hard schedule this year for the team?
Another playoff season with another playoff victory. Not one and done. Not one and done this year. I know it sounds very easy for us to jump into Super Bowl or bust territory, but get to the playoffs again and win another playoff game, and it's a successful season, whether people want to agree with that or not. We are still in year 2 of this, even though I think MVP and Super Bowl is very on the table for this year. Another successful season will be another playoff victory season.
And then Mike Sam still out there at camp. I heard he's been like the best player. What do you think of that so far?
Oh, he's a dog. He's a dog. You can tell he's back at home at his position. Every time I see him out there playing inside corner, I think about Nick Saban when he said that's the best pound for pound player in the
Yeah, bro.
2024 draft. He looks so good out there. He might have one of those 4 to 6 interception seasons. I think that's our best defensive player in 2025. I think Jaden and Mikey, 2 stars from the 2024 class. I think those are our 2 guys to look out for. There was an article that came out today about who are the 2 most valuable trade options on every team. And Bill Barnwell said Jaden would be worth at least 4 first-round picks. And he said Mikey would be worth a first-round pick. And those were the 2 players on Washington. And I believe it. Mikey is the best player on the defense through 6 days of camp so far.
Also, Quan Martin's like, I heard he's a close second. What do you think of Quan Martin so far? He had shoulder issues last year and he still played through it. It's a breakout year. What do you think of him?
He was on demon time with separated shoulders through most of the season last year. He created some very big turnovers for us. I think this is the year where he really puts it together. Joe Witt and Dan Quinn, years 2 and 3 in Dallas is when they turned that secondary into an absolute monster, and the turnovers started stacking up. I expect more of the same here in DC this year.
And then when you were talking about Mikey, I was thinking about other slot cornerbacks. What about Noah Igbenogany and Jonathan Jones? I'm assuming nothing. They're just, depth pieces, but what have you seen from them so far?
Noah been hooping in practice. Like Noah has been having a really good camp. Jonathan Jones looks fine too. I'm glad that our depth rotational pieces look solid. They look adequate, and they look like we're not going to panic and hold our breath every time a backup corner comes in, like when Wild Goose would come in the game, or Castro Fields, or Michael Davis, who doesn't even look like a football player on the field. Like,
If you could rank or your prediction for our secondary this season, where would they rank at the end of the season? If you could just make a prediction, I know it's hard, but just give me a prediction for the end of the season where the secondary is going to rank. You think?
to be perfectly honest, probably is if it's in the top 12, I'm cool with it.
Yes,
But
same.
but I don't need this to be a high ranking defense. If they can just create opportunity, turnovers, flipping fields, if they can do that, we're good to go. Because if you put the ball in Five's hand more than he's supposed to get it, I don't know how teams beat us.
All right, give me the Jaden Daniels training camp report. What do you think of him so far? I know he had like one bad practice, but he's him, man. I know I'm glazing, but
No, there's no glaze when it comes to this guy. This is the guy we've been dreaming about our whole lives to be our quarterback. Even his bad practice is not a bad practice. He turned it over a couple times. It's practice. He's heaving stuff sometimes. He's in practice is where you're supposed to take the risk that you don't take in the game. You know which zone or which holes in the defense you can fit it in, or which ones you shouldn't test, stuff like that. I don't think this guy's capable of just having a bad practice because he's over prepared. He's sharp. His ball placement is phenomenal. He loves the game. He loves the grind. You know it's different here when the quarterback we could get to him at any time of the conversation because we know that's the constant. That's the one thing that is always going to be well. We know Jaden's looking good out there. We could talk about everything else. We don't even have to. We used to have to count quarterback stats in practice and stuff like that. Gone are those trash days like the Cleveland quarterback competition where you're out here counting interceptions and completions every day.
All right, I think that's all I got, man. Thanks for joining the channel. Gonna be a fun year. Next Friday starts the year actually for us, and then Thursday night football tomorrow night. That's all I got for right now. Hail to the Washington Commanders. You guys have a great one. Peace.